Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
You are listening to Revive Radio. The views and opinions expressed on Revive Radio does not necessarily reflect ownership, management, and advertisers of Revive Radio.
This is Joanna Jane, the economic change agent. We're buying the block. We're educating our families and our kids with financial literacy, and we're doing it with purpose and with faith. But right now, you're tuning in to Revive Radio Show.
You already know what that means. That means turn your radios up, switch your dials over, because Revive is alive. It's about that time. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C. Tune in. Let's go.
Tune in now to Revive Radio. Tune in now to Revive Radio.
S to the K. Cee Boi. I don't understand why you like woman, but it's about woman plenty. When a woman find no, she be 20%. And she con dey walk oh, she be 30%. Check her makeup, she dey on flip, she be 50%. She sabi God, sabi book, sabi do well. She be 100%. She be super person wey go give me joy, woman. Person wey go cure my fever, woman. Person wey go give me vibe, woman. Person wey go give me ginger, woman. I no go talk, I'm jeje, I love my woman. She wey go burn me mana, woman. Never ever will I ever beat my woman. She be not because I respect my woman. Teach me say, I can always respect me. Now women, they make the whole world go round. You understand? See my woman know they misbehave, and she know they let me misbehave. Now her TB, I dey crave. See the day where I go hit my grave. My woman fine, my woman said she too sweet for collabo. The way she whine and shake, they bust my brain. She steady, they my memo. My family, when a woman fine, no, she be 20%. Yeah. If she sabi walk, oh, she be 30%. Whoa. If she too fly and she dey on flick, she be 50%. Yeah. If she sabi God, sabi cook, sabi well, she be 100%. She be super woman. Person wey go give me joy, woman. Person wey go cure my fever, woman. Person wey go give me vibe, woman. Person wey go give me ginger, woman. I no go talk, I'm jeje, I love my woman. She wey go burn me mana, woman. Never ever will I ever fit my woman. She be not because I respect my woman. Yeah. Give me one love till my breath can't stop. Give me more love till I say full stop. Pull me jealousy, baby, pull me on top. All my groupies, all of them lock up. Cause you okay, you know that you fine. I got the money that you blow. And now your attitude is best, my girl. Oh, that. When a woman find no, she be 20%. And she con dey walk oh, she be 30%. Check her makeup, she dey on flip, she be 50%. She sabi God, sabi book, sabi do well. She be 100%. She be super person wey go give me joy, woman. Person wey go cure my fever, woman. Person wey go give me vibe, woman. Person wey go give me ginger, woman. I no go talk, I'm jeje, I love my woman. She wey go burn me mana, woman. Never ever will I ever beat my woman. She be not because I respect my woman. S to the K. Cee Boi. I don't understand why you like woman, but it's about woman plenty. When a woman find no, she be 20%. And she con dey walk oh, she be 30%. Check her makeup, she dey on flip, she be 50%. She sabi God, sabi book, sabi do well. She be 100%. She be super Person will go give me
Tune in now
joy.
to Provide
Person will
Radio.
go cure my fears.
Tune in now
Person
to
will go
Provide
give
Radio.
me vibe. Woman, person will go give me ginger. I no go talk, I'm jeje. I love my woman. And she will go bum me man now. Woman, never ever will I ever beat my woman. She be now because I respect my woman.
Teach me say, make I dey always respect women. Cause now women, they make the whole world go round. You understand?
See my woman know they misbehave, and she know they let me misbehave. Now her TB I dey crave. See the day where I go hit my grave. My woman fine, my woman said she too sweet for collabo. The way she whine and shake, they bust my brain. She steady, they my memo. My family, when a woman fine, no, she be 20%. Yeah. If she sabi walk, oh, she be 30%. Oh. If she too fly and she day on flick, she be 50%. Yeah. If she sabi God, sabi cook, sabi well, she be 100%. She be
Tune in now to Provide Radio. Tune in now to Provide Radio.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive.
Yep. You already know what time it is, man. It's your girl P.O.C, host of Revive Radio, man. We are back live on Revive is Alive, Revive is Alive, ReviveIsAlive.com, man. Turn your radios up. Spread the word, spread the message. You can catch us live 2 ways now. You can catch us at Revive_POC. We are on our Instagram live. You can see my beautiful face and my special guest beautiful face right now live on Instagram as well as ReviveIsAlive.com. Click that link in my bio to take you directly where you need to be. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as the newsletter when you get there. But we got our special guests on the line. What's good, Cee Boi? You're live. How you feeling?
Good, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to have you on the line. You can see I was getting my party on before you got into it, before you got here. You know what I'm saying? I've been vibing off your music ever since you sent it my way. Ever since you sent it my way, man. I've been vibing off the vibes, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and let the people know exactly who they're listening to.
Yo, what's up? My name is Cee Boi. Fine boy, we know the cheat. The finest boy in Africa.
Uh-huh.
The most talented artist in the world.
The most talented artist in the world. I love your confidence, man. Cee Boi, where are you from? What part of Africa are you from?
I'm from Nigeria. I do Ekiti to be precise. Most people don't know that.
Which part?
I do Ekiti.
Adiokiti.
I've heard about that before.
No, is it close to Abeokuta?
Oh, so you know Abeokuta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under the rock.
It's not close.
It's not close?
It's a little bit far from there.
Okay, so how I always get my coordinates right is I place myself in Lagos. Am I going west, east, north, or south of Lagos to get to where you're from?
Southwest.
Southwest. So what tribe are you from?
Yoruba.
Yoruba. So I can say right now, I would say...
Yeah, I have to pronounce it the way you pronounce it, Yoruba.
Yoruba. So right now I would say Ekole or Echo Song. Ekrole or Echo Song.
Good evening. Is that what you want to say?
Yes, Ekrole. Am I not saying it right?
You got it.
How would I say it? Cee Boi, how would I say it?
Ekrole.
Ekrole. It's that time of evening, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I just trying to make sure. I had the privilege of traveling to Nigeria. I was actually stationed I was staying in Abeokuta, and that's where I had the opportunity of learning a little bit of the Yoruba language, as well as finding my native name. My native name is Eniola.
Oh, where you from? Are you from Nigeria?
No, I just have family that's in Nigeria, and I came down to
You should
actually.
come to Lagos next time you come to Nigeria.
I don't
Lagos is
like
full of
Legos.
people
I'm
that
scared of Legos.
why?
It's so many people. I got off the plane and I just was like overwhelmed. Like I didn't even
There's so
know,
many people in the States now.
but not like it is in Lagos. That's one place. We talking about the entire United States. We talking about one place in Lagos. That's a lot of people. Talk to
Lagos
me
have almost 22 million
in one
population.
place. Exactly. That's a
In a
lot of
country.
that's a lot of people. Talk to me about Lagos. What made you go
I mean,
from what made you go from
I started. I don't know if have you heard of Ibadan before?
the bottom?
Yeah,
No, talk to me.
that's West Africa. Over 3 million people.
Mhm.
So I started from Ibadan. I moved to Lagos. Lagos has 22 million. So you see, it's crazy. So I left 3 million to battle with 22 million people.
Mhm.
You know? So Lagos is very
Oh,
challenging.
sorry.
At the same, yeah, sorry. Lagos is very challenging. At the same time, Lagos is fun. Lagos is so interesting. You know, you meet a whole lot of people, and Lagos will always make you humble.
Mhm.
And there's so many hustlers. There's so many talented artists in Lagos. So many talented individuals in Lagos. So it's just a place to be. You know.
So when it comes down to, you as a musician, what has Lagos done for you thus far?
I moved to Lagos 4 years, but that's professionally when I started the music. I mean, I've been able to do some fast networking, and then my numbers have grown, my fan base grown, and I've been able to do a whole lot of collaboration. You know, so that's been good.
So when it comes down to, you being an artist, how did it get started? I know a lot of people always go back to I was in the church, singing in the choir. Is that how it started for you?
No, 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 no.
Talk to me.
Well, it's this. I'm actually a prophet. You know.
Talk to me.
But I didn't start from the church. Like the way my colleague says, like you start from the church. I started dancing. I started dancing with my header brother. My header brother owned a dance crew way back then in Ibadan. So I was dancing alongside him and some of his crew. I was like the youngest among them. I was like 12 or 13 or so. But I was, going everywhere with them. So, I had the entertainment inside of me right from the family, So I started pushing from there to a particular day. They were freestyling after the rehearsal. So, I did like few bars, and they were like, "Oh God, you're crazy," So they gave me more. They encouraged me more to speak more bars out, and then one of them developed interest and took me to the studio. So I started right back from the street, dancing on the street.
Mhm.
That the music now picked me. The music took me itself. Like, guy, come and do music. Come and do it.
Mhm. So when it comes down to
Yeah.
dancing, would you say you still have the same love for dancing that you did at one point with your brother?
Yeah, but I don't dance with my brother anymore. But I still dance like a whole lot. I
Mhm.
like to shake my body. When I listen to. But the problem I have these days is when I listen to my own song, I just enjoy it and I don't know how to dance. But when I listen to people's song, I just want to throw my head and swing my head. I don't really know why, but
And
so
you
I'm
have the
working on
dancing
that
music. And you got music that people
What
can.
you say?
I said you have music that people can dance to.
Yeah, Beleja is a music, is an Afrobeat you can dance to. You can also do Chrome to free. You can dance to Superwoman also. There's some moves you can do to it.
Mhm.
But basically, it's just something I think I'm working on. I enjoy my music, but I don't enjoy my music to dance to it more than the way people dance to it.
Mhm.
When people dance to my music, I fall in love with my music more. You get me?
Yes.
When the ladies shake their waist to their music, I like it.
So because it was something that pretty was like much called onto you, something that you didn't even know that you had inside of you as far as talent. Would you say when did you take yourself serious? Like how long did it start before you start taking yourself serious as an artist?
I mean, I think it was until when I released my first record way back in Ibadan, and then it was just the same week we released the song. It went boom everywhere. Radio stations started playing. People start calling me. I was still in school. Hey, guy, your music is everywhere. I was like, really? We were not serious about the song, and then so the music was everywhere. So Then I knew that I need to take this stuff serious. Then I had to calm down. I reduced my, rehearsal, my dance stuff and all that. So I started working on myself. Though I still work on myself, but so I started taking it serious at that particular moment when I started seeing that I have a whole lot of people to, deliver product to every season.
So when I'm gonna just back up to university. What did you study at the university?
Educational management.
Awesome. Do you use your degree at all? Did you finish?
Yeah, I did. Degree. University of Ibadan.
Do you finish? I mean, do you use it now?
No. The funniest thing is that I really don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. But my mom's always, African parents, their mentality over here, I mean, it's changing a little bit. They allow you to pursue your career and all that, your talent. But before, if you don't go to school, you cannot do anything. You have to be in school. So my mom forced me, said I had to go to school, so, but I had no choice. Then I was skipping like a big afro, and they said, if you want me to pay your school fees, you have to go to school. So, and so I had to go, I had to stop what I'm doing, focus for a while. But at the same time, I was pushing music alongside school, which wasn't really easy because I had to come to Lagos. I had to fly to Lagos like every weekend for shows and all that because Lagos is the center of entertainment in Nigeria. So you have to come to Lagos. I'll go back Monday class again, I couldn't wait for the school to be done. Merely when I finished my exam, I packed my stuff.
So would you say your mom now takes you serious with everything that you do, or your family? Not just your mom, but your family overall.
My mom, at the beginning when I started dancing, my mom thought I was joining the bad guys, because basically, like I said, all time, their mentality is if you start chasing your talent, your career and all that, you might probably you might end up in the streets with, with a bad future and all that. So, but there's a particular day, I went for a competition and the TV station came to my mom's house to interview her. So she started seeing the green lights from there. Our friends started calling her, hey, I watch you on TV. Yeah, I watch you. So she started developing that love that, okay, go and do it. I want to go for this. I said, go and do it. Go and do it, I think she started developing that interest of me pushing my career since then.
And that's real. And one thing that I love about your music is that, you talk about everything. You're not just talking about violence. You're not just talking about sex. You're not just talking about girls. You're talking about everything. So, to me, that means, you just seen a lot in your childhood or you just seen a lot as you were growing up. So do you mind sharing a little bit about, just telling us a little bit about the finest man in the whole world?
That's what's up, baby. So, first of all, yeah, I'm like right now, I'm a little bit shy because I need to cover my eye because I've been waiting for somebody to tell me this face to face right now. People type you can say, but for you coming out from this beautiful black face I'm looking at,
yes.
I'm shy. Yeah, basically when I write my music, because I'm also a very good writer. I've ghostwritten like a whole lot of songs, home and abroad. So, but I try as much as possible to be more and very creative with my writing skills, with the beat, with the diction, with the delivery, with everything, So when I want to write, I listen to most of my colleagues. I look at the subjects which everybody pick. Is it that you talk about girls, bum bum, you talk about loving them and all that. So I just try to figure out a different way where I could, appeal to my fans the same feeling you have when you listen to all those songs. You get me? So I try to, let me pick. I can talk about the dread, like a beautiful black woman dread. There's a way a beautiful black woman dread looks. I can talk about that. I can emphasize on that for so long. I can pick her nose. I can pick her eyes. I can pick just her lips, So I need to be very specific sometimes. So I try as much as possible not to sound like the other dude when they try to make their music. So you be able to say, okay, this is Cee Boi's music. Cee Boi doesn't go in the same direction. I like to go this way.
And Cee Boi, one song that really caught my attention based on what you just said and reminded me of that, which was Free. So we're going to go ahead and jump into Free right quick. You ready? Introduce your track to the people who are listening.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you know the fine boy, the finest boy winning the cheats, the finest boy in the world, right here. And
Yes, yes.
she's about to play you free.
Let's,
Featuring Lighter.
let's,
Are you about to play?
yes, we about to play it right now. Radio's
Let me
up.
play
Cee
free.
Boi.
Featuring Lighter. Let's go.
Yo, son of the banger from the top producer. I'm all in now, I prefer you person. I beg you make with the love of my bachelor lesson. Make you know the use while I make fancy. No, the jolly, I'm all in now, I prefer you person. Bible tell me make I like person lesson. Bible tell me make I know the cheat person. Jolly, me, I just want to free like a bird. Don't want no struggle. I've been through the jungle. Me, I just want to free like a bird. Don't want no trouble. I've been through the jungle. Me, I just want oh, me no want no girlfriend stress. Me no want no talent friends. Me just wanna pop and pass. I see still we be looking fresh. Me I just wanna free like a bird. Don't want no struggle. Been through the jungle. Me I just wanna free like a bird.
I just want to be free. Cee Boi. That's
What you want to be free from?
yes. Big tunes. On big tunes. You know what I want to be free from, honestly? I want to be free from stress. Like, I want to be stress free. You know what I mean? I want to just do what I love to do, and I just want to be free. I want to fly like a bird. You know what I mean? I love that song.
I see you want to be free, like your dread is free.
Yes. Talk to me about where that came from. You know what I mean? Where?
I mean, I wrote the song last year. You know, I had an argument with a friend, which gets to me like a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but most time when I get angry, I don't like to show the displays at that point. So I just like to be calm and be on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was in that spot. A producer hit me up, It Sound, shout out to It Sound. He sent me the beat, and when he sent me the beat, immediately the chorus came.
Awesome.
You know, I just started like, "Omo wanna no say I prefer kill person. I beg you make with the learn from my bachelor lesson." There's a politician that's way back that died in Nigeria. It's called Abacha.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rumor that he ate apple. He ate a poison apple. You know, so I was just trying to emphasize on. I was using like a proverb to talk to people like you have to be careful from this, from that, and at the same time you have to make sure you live your life. Don't allow nobody to hold you down with with this, with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just it. That's how the song came.
And I love that you even broke that lyric down. I appreciate that because, if you didn't teach me that, I would have never known that. Is it important for you to keep your culture, to keep, the African roots in your music? And that's one thing I know I hear from it, but is it important to you?
What did you say?
Is it important to you to keep, your African roots, your African culture in your music?
Yeah, basically before I used to rap. I mean, I'm the fastest rapper in Africa. So
You keep talking about it. I'm going to make you freestyle in a minute, Cee Boi.
I have a video I posted on YouTube. I spit like 400 something words in a few seconds. I can be like that. I can like to divert my style. I started as a rapper, but I was just trying to, rap is not really African culture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how people want to take this. Rap is not African culture.
Mm-hmm.
Afrobeats is the sound. Way back then, people don't play Afrobeats in Nigeria. They don't play any Nigerian music. What they play is American music, white music, only abroad music. But right now, the circle is changing. The thing is changing. Now they only play Afrobeats. Even if you play any song that, if you're in a club for like 4 hours and no Afrobeat, people will leave your club. So it's changing. So I think everybody should learn from that. that means your roots will always sell when the times come, So now is the time. We need to, it's for you to listen to Fela, Fela.
Yes, of course.
You buy from Fela, you buy from Majek Fashek, you buy from all those
Stop
legends
saying bite.
that
Can we
died.
say infused? Can we infuse? We don't want to
Sorry,
bite.
man.
We don't want to bite.
So, you infuse most of their sound, your music, So because that's what sell outside your country and that's what sell inside your country. So definitely I'm not going to take out the culture. If I have to work with Jay-Z tomorrow morning, you will still listen to the Cee Boi in me in the music,
I love it. I
So
love
that's
it. So when it comes down to, you name some artists, when it comes down to collaboration, I do see that more and more people in, Nigeria are starting to collaborate, right? But there's a stereotype about Nigerians as well. Nigerians are hustlers. Nigerians are people who always want to get over on other people. So when it comes down to you and trusting people to collaborate with you with your, your creativity and your new projects and things like that, how has that journey been for you?
I mean, since I've been in Lagos, I've been able to work with a whole lot of people in terms of writing for them and in terms of recording with them. But in my own case, I don't really like um, doing music with other art. To be very honest, I tell my management this. I like producing my music, doing my stuff on my own. Because I know the problem most upcoming artists face when it comes to you working with this A-list artist that's popping at the moment. You have to beg this nigga for video. You have to beg this, all those stuff. Man, I don't like stress. I want to be free. But there's a reason. There are different reasons. You should not just do the music. It's music business. So the business aspect of it, you shouldn't forget that. So I can probably put you on my song because of the numbers, and I can put you on my song because we have a chemistry, and I can also put you on my song because you like me and I like you, So because that's the way it works.
So
Don't.
how do we change that? How do we change that narrative? When it comes down to doing business with Nigerians, it's always a negative, stereotype that you hear when you first say, "Oh, I'm doing business with, so and so, and this person is from Nigeria." They always say you better watch out. Don't want to get scammed. You don't want to get taken advantage of. Like, how do we switch that narrative?
I mean, like basically, I just feel is what you hear outside Nigeria. There's a whole lot of business running over here that I have a business that I do with Nigerian like myself that's going well. But I think the picture everybody have outside Nigeria is that there's so much fraud in Nigeria. Due to the system is already polluted. So a whole lot of people don't want to do anything with you if there's no legal contract whereby you have to sign and assign. So once you don't follow the rules, you face you face it. You get me? So, and at the same time, in my own case, I feel if you want to do business with somebody in Nigeria, you have to have a level of trust with the person before you can invest anything you want to invest on. You have to have some level of trust. There's a whole lot of record label in Nigeria that you have same issue every year. You hear about artists leaving the label because of blah blah blah, because of this. That every year we hear news like that every single year. And there's a whole lot of record label where you don't hear anything from them, and they have stuff going on. So I feel like the level of relationship you have with the person will determine, okay, yeah, I can go to this extreme with you. It doesn't have to be Nigeria or maybe Ghana or maybe anywhere. Women can always be like that.
Definitely. And I want to ask you this question before we get into the next song, right? When it comes down to, doing business, as an artist, are you an advocate for staying independent, or are you going to eventually sign to a label?
I have a movement will work together. World Wave, owned by Chris Beat.
Okay.
You know Chris Beat? Chris Beat that's the dopest producer in the world.
So are you signed to a label right now, or are you an independent artist?
Yeah. I'm signed to a label right now.
Okay.
But it's more like a family business. They're my brother and Street Legends also. So that's the management of the label. So we do both stuff all together, and then we have different kind of duty It's not like there's a one-man thing that everybody has to go work and then one person stay outside. So it's like a family business and all that.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
movement.
It's a movement, man. We about to get the movement started once again. I'm going to go ahead and drop Superwoman on them. We're going to get some of them Yoruba sounds going popping right now. You ready?
One time, let's do it.
One time. Introduce the song for the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fine boy, one of the cheese, is about to drop some little with the number one most beautiful black dreadlock.
S to the kids.
About to play Cee
Boi. I don't understand why you like woman there, but Superwoman plenty. When a woman find no, she be 20%. And she can dey walk oh, she be 30%. She can make up, she dey on flip, she be 50%. She sabi God, sabi hoop, sabi do. She be 100%, she be super. Person wey go give me joy, person wey go cure my fever, person wey go give me love, person wey go give me ginger. I no go talk, I'm jeje, I love my. She wey go burn me man. If I ever meet my woman, she be a because I respect my woman. Now women, make the whole world. She wey go understand. My woman no dey misbehave, and she no dey let me misbehave. Na her TP I dey pray. Till the day where I go hit my grave. My woman find my woman say she too sweet for collab. When she whine and shake, they bust my brain. She steady, dey my man. My family, when a woman find no, she be 20%. If she sabi walk oh, she be 30%. Oh, she too fly and she dey on flick, she be 50%. She sabi God, sabi cook, sabi wet. 100% she be super woman. Person wey go give me joy, person wey go cure my fever, person wey go give me love, person wey go give me ginger. I no go talk, I'm jeje, I love my. She wey go burn me man.
Cee Boi, you gotta tell me what Superwoman was you talking to? What Superwoman was you talking to right there?
You.
You gotta tell me more, man. When it comes down to that song, when it truly comes down to that song, it makes me dance. That gives me Yoruba vibes, Yoruba sounds all over it right there, man. Talk to me about that Yoruba sound.
But if you listen to Superwoman, I didn't really even use Yoruba at all, I guess.
Really?
But I was, no. When a woman find her, she be 20%. When she come to work, she be 30%. And if you check her makeup, if she dead on flick, she be 50%. If you sabi do well, she be 100%. She be super. So I didn't use Yoruba though. I was just I used pidgin English.
Okay. I was talking more about the sounds, like the beats, the instruments behind it.
Yeah.
That's what it was giving me. It was giving me that Davido a little bit with the drums behind it.
Yeah, I wrote the song on my phone. I recorded the song on my phone. I was on my way to Ilorin that time. So most time when I travel, I get lyrics. I get I write like a whole lot of songs on my phone. I prefer to be on the road writing. So immediately when I got back to Lagos, I called Chris and then we went to the studio. I played the song for him. I was like, oh, this is dope. And so we structured the song and then we made it. And immediately when I was done with the song, unfortunately, Scales came to the studio to work with Chris. And then I played the song for him. I already picked a release date for the song. So I played the song and he was like, oh, I need to jump on this song. And I was like, oh, I wish we want to. And then he did his verse and we like it, and then that was how we released the song.
So would you consider that to be soca, or would you consider that to be hip hop? What would you call that?
It's Afrobeat.
Afrobeat.
Yeah.
But even though you use pidgin English, and you didn't use the Yoruba sound, so talk to me, like, how can you distinguish those two?
Okay. If you want Afrobeat, accommodate any kind of sound, any kind of language. I mean, you can speak Igbo, you can speak Hausa, you can speak what does people speak in Ghana? Aquaba, whatever. So you can speak I mean, like Afrobeats accommodate all this language. You can even speak Spanish as long as the beat, and the rhythm still sounds like the Afrobeat that is Afrobeat. You get me?
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes people mistake rubber dub for Afrobeat
Why would you think they mistake that?
because I see a lot of people posting and they'll be like, "I love Afrobeat," and then when you listen to what they're dancing to is rubber dub, and I just smile. I just smile
Where
because
does rubber dub come from?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. So so
Yeah,
that's what you mean. So you're saying like dance hall music. They don't know the difference between like dance
dancehall,
hall and
dancehall,
Afrobeat
and
music.
Afrobeat. Yeah,
Do people
yeah,
in do
that's it.
people in Lagos and Nigeria accept, dance hall music?
Of course, yeah. Pe- People in Nigeria, especially, we accept any music that makes you smile,
That's real.
any music that make you wind your waist,
Mhm.
that make you break your neck. That's it.
Yes, and I want to ask you about the culture there in Nigeria as well. When it comes down to the influence of music, would you say that Nigerian culture is something that we need to really dive into, especially in a time like this? Like, how can you guys help us really truly learn and understand what's happening in Nigeria through your music?
I feel most of everybody that love Afrobeat and you like Africa, you need to visit Africa before you can learn anything.
Hmm.
What you learn on social media might probably not be enough. That's what I feel because you hear things that really don't correlate with the other. So it's better for you to be a witness yourself. So my advice for everybody to visit Africa,
That's real.
come over, come see yourself. You come listen, go to the club, you go to party, you listen to songs, you go to shows. You see, there's a whole lot of stuff you need to know here too. So, be able to get the understanding very right.
I agree with you. And I want to ask you, would you come to America? The last artist I said, they say, nah, I ain't coming to America. Would you come to America?
You know, 'cause I'm come. I'll come. If there's business for me in America, I'll come.
But not to live, though.
No, I cannot stay in America.
Why you say that? Why you say no, you can't stay?
I mean, when I was young, I really wanted to stay in America. So when it started growing, you know, I just felt like, you know, the only place I could stay back, like I finally, if I want to relocate, like leave everywhere, it has to be where I came from, Ibadan. That's where I'm gonna go back to, So I don't want to stay in America, but I can come to America for business. I can stay for a couple of times, to see some beautiful faces, do some little beautiful things. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. Def Jam just started Def Jam Africa, where they will be bringing, part of their label of Def Jam to Africa. What's your thoughts about that? Do you think that that's going to be something that's going to help the, culture and the artists there? Or do you think that that's really just going to be, culture vultures, people just stealing the sound and then make it an American?
I mean, it's a good thing. There's Sony in Nigeria. There's what other this thing? There's some other labels from America and Nigeria already that they started, doing the normal push the management work they do already. But which is good. It helps Nigerian music to go across too, you know. But in my own case, I in like few years, if I'm bigger than the way I am right now, I should be able to take my own label to America to sign someone in America. And that's it.
Would you sign an American Nigerian?
I saw somebody like Chris Brown.
So you would sign an American. Somebody. So like an R&B. You like R&B sound is what you're saying.
Yeah, I love R&B. I love R&B. I signed Chris Brown. I signed Omarion. If Usher is interested, I'll sign him.
I'm with that. So you like R&B. That's what that means. But what about so let me ask you this question. What about like Nigerians that are born in America, right? And they have they have like the American sound, but they know their roots from, Nigeria because of their parents, their family, or their father or their mother, I mean. So would you bring an artist like that onto your label?
Somebody like, I don't know if you know Ayo J.
I don't. Talk to me about him.
Ayo J is from Nigeria, but I think he has a label signed under in America, which is doing good there, I suppose. And somebody like this other guy, Rotimi.
Well, Timmy, I know who that is, yeah.
You know, it's from Nigeria too.
Oh, I did not know that part.
Okay, so in their home case, I know they visit Nigeria. They know the way it is. For them to decide to stay outside Nigeria, I think it's their own personal decision.
That's
You
real.
know, yeah, that will not, that will not, that will not stop me from signing any one of them. You know, that won't stop me from doing stuff with one of them because it's business. I'm not going to involve their personal life to it. You get me?
Yeah.
So, but in my own interest, I mean, my dream, like in few years, in 2-3 years, I'm not talking 20 years right now, in 2-3 years, I mean, I should be able to come to America to sign one of the biggest artists in America.
I believe in you. I believe in you, Cee Boi. You got my blessings, man. God's grace, with God's grace, that's gonna happen, definitely. But I wanna ask you this question too, right? So you being a businessman and being an artist in Nigeria, one thing that I'm learning is that it's really hard for people to get their passports. It's not that easy, like here in America, we literally just go to the post office and we fill out an application and we can get a passport. But for people in Nigeria, it's not that easy for them to get a passport. So when it comes down to artists, getting out of Nigeria to explore and do businesses in other countries, talk to me about the struggles that you may have to go through as an artist.
Passport is very easy. Oh. Don't let them lie to you.
Really?
It's very easy. If you want to do your passport, it's not hard.
Talk to me.
It's
Why
not
you say
hard.
that? Why you say that? Tell me why it's not hard for you.
Because I've done 2 passports, and there's no stress. I mean, like people say, there's so much stress when you do passport, but when you go to passport office that we have in Nigeria, you barely see like a whole lot of people there. So why is it stressful? Compared to some other places outside Nigeria where you see like a whole lot of people, then you have to turn back home. You don't see a lot of people there. So people travel, you get me? People leave Nigeria every day. But passport is not hard. The only thing that has been a problem for them in coming to America is the visa.
The visa. Talk to me about the visa.
And this visa issue here is not only America. There's some African country that we have to visit and we have to get visa, which is not right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, but it's not good. It's not good. As an African, I think we should be able to have like a general passport where everybody can, if I
Fly in
want
the
to go
country.
to like Tanzania now, I don't need a visa, but I have to get a visa on arrival or something. If I want to go to Kenya, same thing. The only place you can go to that we don't need a visa, there are few countries that we can go to without visa, which is not right. You get me?
Yeah.
As
So
an African, we are.
keep
You
going.
want to go on? As an Africa, we preach love, we preach unity, and our visa, we have to be struggling to get visa. It's not nice. I mean, I accept for American because the same thing happened. If you want to come to Nigeria, you have to get a visa too. Did you get a visa when you come?
Yes, I did.
And that's it. But did they deny your visa they gave you? Yeah, was it easy?
They gave me 2-year visa.
They will give you, but yeah, to go to America, you have to. Hey, my sister, it's only if you're not. Probably you have something to do. Americans don't really allow people to just jump into their country just like that because I don't know, based on experience, I don't know why. I've never been to America before. I would love to. I've never tried to, I've never tried to get the visa, but I would love to. So, but which I feel is not right in Africa. Generally, we are not supposed to have like you have to come to this place to get visa before you go to this particular country.
So you're saying that in Africa it should be one visa, one passport to travel the entire continent.
I mean, life would be so easy, I can tell you to come and meet me at one country,
So what about even driving? Is what I mean? When you're driving, is it easier to get through country to country better than flying? Even though I know with the roads and the infrastructure and everything like that could be bad, but
Is I would. I mean, if you have the power to use the flight, if you can pay for flights, I think that's safe. That's more safer than being on the road. Because most of our road, depending on where you go to, are not good. Those they start working on it. Our government has started working. The new government has started working on it. But roads are not really good. I know they get your car. You won't like your car again when you get to the States.
I agree with you on that. And I love that you brought up, the government. I want to ask you a question. I hope I can ask you a couple questions about politics, right? So when it comes down to Nigerian politics, would you say that the government, especially at this time, would you say that they're doing the right things to make sure that the Nigerian people are safe?
First of this Nigerian government stuff, I really don't like to talk about it, but at this moment whereby I find myself part of the people that's locked down in the house in this part of the world because of the pandemic, and our government really don't have nothing to do to it, I start speaking. Sometimes when stuff doesn't happen to you, you might probably not know how people feel. Do you realize this is not a secret anymore. Everybody knows Nigerian government they are fraud. They are not really very straightforward. They are not very truthful with the citizens. They are not very truthful with the people. So during pandemic, there was a whole lot of chaos going on. And you ask people to stay home, no supply, nothing, which is bad. We have cases of boys, busting some areas, in Lagos because there's no supply. People need to feed. And which is not good. You have no supply for them, and you give us news, bad news, snake swallow money, fire, does it make sense? Snake, how would snake swallow billion of...
No, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
Man, so it's just...
That's a bar right there. You got to remember that to put that in the song.
They're a bunch of comedians. Before they get there, they do the old blah, 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 and their rally.
Oh, your sound kind of went out. Cee Boi, your sound went out. I'm gonna have to get him back on the line real quick. I'm asking him out. He was starting to talk about something that we needed him to talk about, which is something. Make sure you guys stay locked on the line, man. ReviveIsAlive.com. We're gonna get him back on. We are now tuned in with Cee Boi, hailing all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. You were talking about something. I'm sorry, your service went out. What were you saying?
Yeah, it's just few of them that are very honest with us. The remaining people. We had news that on a normal day, a 3-year-old kid, they actually slap them. Because if we tell them this is a stupid news, it's not real, and you bring it out, you think we are dumb. So I think that's why most Nigerians, when you see they want to leave their country and go somewhere else that's comfortable for them, to prepare for their future, That's the reason why most of them try to go. Go on.
No, I was just going to say I appreciate you for being honest, because I know that this is maybe something that I know you don't want to talk about, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but I appreciate you.
A lot of people we don't want to explain. They want to give you some good qualities about Nigeria and all that. But what if you now come and find out and then you're disappointed? So you need to let people know too. That's it.
I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. And I want to get into your last song. I want to switch the tempo up a little bit. Shout out to Chris Brown. And we're going to play the last song. And this is your latest song. What is this song entitled?
My song?
Yeah, the latest song. You sent me 3 songs, but this one didn't come with a name.
Beleje. I know you pronounce it.
You didn't. It didn't come with a name. Tell me again. What's it called?
Beleje.
Beleje.
I know you say Beleje. Yeah, it's good. Sounds good. I like Beleje. But it's Beleje, yeah. Beleje means better life.
Okay.
Better life for me, for my lovers, for my viewers, for my fans, for my brothers. Better life for Nigeria, for America.
That's what you were just talking about. That's exactly what you were just talking about. What a better way to switch up the tempo. Let's go. Better life.
Beats. Cee Boi. See one bro, see go tell us. Say I get pop for Lagos. Oh boy, yeah. Say in 3 months time if you come Lagos, before you know you go down bus you. What if Dangote na my neighbor? Or tell the letter do me favor. As I dey jama, Baba come bless me as you bless me my neighbor. Cause I no one dey jealous anybody. One be rich with plenty money. I no one dey jealous anybody. One be rich with plenty money. All I want is you listen well, when you make them stop people call you mother fucker. Well, then go what you well, they go want me your food be your last. What if everybody fight Bugatti, Aston Martin, my Ferrari, yeah. And as you get them, make you wish for money, work for money, think for money, yeah. Make you know they jealous anybody, make you wish for plenty money, make you know they jealous anybody, make you pay for plenty money. All I want is some beleje, 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 beleje for me and my mother. So beleje, 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 beleje for me and my lover. So beleje, 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 beleje for me and my mother. Beleje, beleje.
I love that so much. I honestly, truly love that. I love the sound. I even love how you switched up your voice a lot in that song right there. You know, when it comes to you finding your sound, does it really just go off the beat and how they produce it? Because you switch up your sound a lot. You know what I mean? So how do you know when to switch it up?
You know, like I said, when I started rapping, then I had to switch and start singing for people that doesn't really know that I sing. So, and then before I bring out any stuff, any material, I sit down with my team and then we discuss on, okay, which of the songs am I supposed to release now, because which of the songs do I have out now. So be able to follow the tempo and let it rise. So it's just like you driving, you know, if you're traveling from Lagos to Ibadan, you don't need music. If you start with a slow music, you need to keep going with a very strong music so that, you know, you can press the acceleration.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I try to, you know, study my people and look at the mood, look at the situation right now. So this is the kind of vibe I think they really need. I released Free during the pandemic, which everybody can easily relate to the song because everybody want to be free from, you know, being at home. They want to be free from the whole crisis and all. So the Beleje one, I think it's like a general kind of music where everybody can easily relate also because it's more like a prayer song, it's a motivational song. I mean, if you're fighting through, if you're fighting anxiety, pain, jealousy, hatred, you know, listen to the Beleje. It's like a drugs.
Yeah. I feel that.
You listen
And I love that you even brought up, I love that you brought up anxiety. That means you are aware of what mental health is, you know? Would you say that mental health is highlighted in Nigeria? Well, you know, in Lagos, is it highlighted? Do people talk about mental health in Lagos?
people hide it in Lagos. You know, I was thinking about this evening. Like people hide it in Lagos. They really don't give it that word. They don't say it's anxiety. You know, when I talk with some of my American friends, most of what a lot of them fight with is anxiety, and they say. But here in Nigeria, they basically maybe they don't know the meaning or they don't really want to call it that, but they face a whole lot of stuff. So, but they try to hide it and then keep the joy on their face, and then they bury it and they don't let it out until probably maybe when they're being caught with it, and then they be like, oh yes, I've been facing this for so long.
So when it comes down to mental health and, you know, people actually, you know, striving to get help, do, you know, Lagos provide therapy? Is there any place that you can go to get, you know, therapy and talk to somebody?
I mean, there are places, but there's nothing free in Lagos, my sister. You know, so even when the government make it free, you know, there's still some way you have to, you know. So, but in Lagos, I'm not really sure people go out to, you know, to stuff like that. They basically just go out to parties, to beach, to actually cool off their time, you know, just to get about the feeling at that moment. They go out to have fun, you know. They party so that they be able to take their mood off that situation. You get me? So, but them going to the clinic or going to one specific place, you know, to sit down and, you know, no.
It's not going to happen.
Like
Really?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I can feel that. I can feel that. And when in May is Mental Health Awareness Month. If I could just let you know, in America we actually highlight Mental Health Awareness Month during this month of May. So during this time we would pretty much be having like parades and, you know, so many different walks and stuff like that to advocate for mental health. I'm an advocate for mental health awareness. So I know now that I know that that's not something that's really talked about in, in Nigeria. I really want to make sure that I can highlight that in different ways. But I want to just ask you, as an artist, you go through a lot of different things, like from city to city, state to state, different environments, nightclub to nightclub. I know that could take a toll on your mental. So what do you do to actually help yourself and your own personal mental health?
I just play worship.
What's that?
I listen to worship music.
Oh, okay. So when you say play, you mean like gospel music?
Gospel music.
Okay.
And I lift up my hand and I close my eyes and I say, Jesus, help me. And I go.
All right, if you want to play like that, we can take it that way, man. I feel you, Cee Boi. I definitely feel you on that. But I want to ask you this last question before we wrap up. When it comes down to new music, new projects, I know you just dropped 2 new songs, during this quarantine time. Is there any works for an album? Like, do you have, a project coming out, a full album?
Yeah. Initially, I had an EP released last year, January. I was supposed to have, that was a joint EP with me and Chris Bates.
Mm-hmm.
But initially, I was supposed to release another new EP this year, but we changed the plan due to the situation we have in Nigeria at the point, and everybody is bringing out EP.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we are very creative with the strategy we use, so we have to just hold on for a while. And so now I've been releasing more singles and videos. I have a song coming up featured Chris Bay, Diamond Platinum from East Africa.
Awesome.
With me. But not me, not my song. I was featured on it. I have a song with Ricardo Banks, featured also. I have several songs like that.
Make sure you send them my way so we can definitely get them in rotation as well.
Of course. Yeah, I will.
Yes.
I will.
And for the people who are listening, what's your last verse you want to say to them before we go?
I want to tell them to go and stream Beleje. That's a new song from Cee Boi.
Yes. How can they find you, stay locked, and your website, so much more?
For every superwoman out there in the world, follow me on Instagram, CEEBOI official. Anywhere. On Twitter or Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere. CEEBOI official.
I love your confidence. You know what I mean? I love your music. I'm excited that we made this connection. I'm definitely going to stay connected with you. I'm looking forward to your new music. And we're going to go out with Superwoman. You ready? We're going to drop that for him again before we wrap up.
Let's go. I'm here for you.
Yes, man. You already know what time it is. It's your girl, P.O.C. Turn your radios up. Spread the word. Spread the message, man. We are wrapping up right now with Cee Boi hailing all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, man. Make sure you guys stay locked. Get that new music. He just dropped some amazing new projects during this quarantine time for everybody to be free. That's one of my favorite songs right now. I need y'all to go get that free right now. Brother Jack, better days. You know what I'm saying? You already know what time it is. Superwoman. We'll be back tomorrow starting at 3 p.m. 98.5 WJY in your tri-state. Turn your radios up, switch your dials over. Shout out to the whole Nigeria. Shout out to Lagos. Shout out to them just showing love, man. Let's go.
Shout out everybody.
S to the kids. Cee Boi. I don't understand why you like woman, but superwoman plenty. When a woman find no, she be 20%.
REVIVE Radio.
And she gon' dey work
REVIVE Radio.
30%. She can make up, she take on 50, she be 50%. She sabi God, sabi web, sabi she be 100%. She be super. Person wey go give me joy, person wey go cure my fever, person wey go give me vibe, person wey go give me ginger. I no go talk, I'm jeje, I love my she wey go burn me mana. Never ever will I ever beat my woman. She be not because I respect my woman. Teach me say nobody can always respect love. Now women, they make the whole world go round. Just now, see my woman know they misbehave, and she know they let me misbehave. Now her TB I dey crave. She the day where I go hit my grave. My woman fine, my woman say she too sweet for collab. The way she whine and shake, they bust my brain. She steady, they my memo. My family, when a woman fine, no, she be 20%. Yeah. If she sabi walk, go, she be 30%. Whoa. If she too fly and she dey on flick, she be 50%. Yeah. She sabi God, sabi cook, sabi well. She be 100%. She be super woman.
Person wey go give me joy, person wey go cure my fever, person wey go give me vibe, person wey go give me ginger.
So we're gonna go out like this. A double.
Revive is alive. Once again, Revive is alive. I want you guys out there to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Revive_POC. And don't forget to subscribe to that Revive newsletter where you can find at ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, that is ReviveIsAlive.com. Spread the word, spread the message. It's me, your girl P.O.C, host of Revive Radio.